The Octa research warns new COVID-19 cases in the country may reach 8,000 per day by January. A number of problems showed up in the COMELEC's mock elections for the 2022 polls. Commissioner Rowena Guanzon will preside over the preliminary conference of the disqualification petition filed by Akbayan against Bongbong Marcos. President Duterte is set to participate at the Rizal Day rites in Luneta today. And Limitless app becomes the first ever grand champion of the PBA 3-on-3 tournament. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your day. I'm Riza Diaz. As COVID-19 cases increase again after Christmas, some families are now opting to celebrate the New Year inside a bubble. Jen Calimon has the report.
A lavish midnight feast with family and relatives, parties with friends, raffles and games. These are some of the ways by which Filipinos ring in the new year. But with a continuous uptick of COVID-19 cases, experts say this year's celebration must be kept to a minimum. Just this day, COVID cases have doubled from 421 on Tuesday to 889. Positivity rate is also at its highest since the second week of November at 4.5%. In a statement, the Health Department said that they cannot link this to the Omicron variant just yet, especially with the increased mobility over the holidays. Prior to Wednesday's caseload, positivity rate in NCR has increased to 2.4% this week, compared to 1.68% 2 weeks ago. With the uptrend, the Octa Research suspects that this could be an indication of a local transmission of the Omicron variant.
We're not trying to create fear. I mean, we're just being honest. If it's just an uptick, it wouldn't be this fast. But because of the rapid increase, again, we are waiting for confirmation from biosurveillance and genome sequencing.
In a worst-case scenario, Professor David sees the likelihood of cases hitting 2,000 once again by the end of 2021.
It could be possible that it could jump to almost 2,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully, that won't happen, but because there are many factors dito.
Given the uptick, some families now opt to spend New Year with their bubble. The Valisno family, for one, said there won't be big gatherings this time.
Dahil sa pandemic pa rin, we have to adjust yung mga numbers namin. Lang we're safe. 4 kami. Pero sa Wancla, i-adjust kami ng for safety protocols. Lalo na hindi pwede kami mag-games at konting salo-salo naman.
For a safe New Year celebration, Professor David of Octa said alternatives can still be done.
Food packs, huwag mag-mix ng households. And if people are feeling symptoms, kahit cold-like symptoms, they should already isolate themselves and protect their friends and families. If they have cough, they're feeling some slight fever, yun nga, they should definitely not abstain muna from the celebration. Kasi yun nga, I mean, you have to think of other people. We can't be selfish.
Reporting for News 5, Jen Calimon, We Are One News.
Octa Research adds the country may record up to 8,000 new COVID-19 cases by January. Speaking on the big story, Octa Research fellow Professor Guido David said that this prediction is based on the patterns developed during the holidays and current trends in the country. However, he also said that this is just the worst case scenario and that it may also be possible that the cases will plateau.
So far, we have projections until maybe the first week of January, until like about January 7 or 8, that it's possible to reach, I think, something in the neighborhood of 8,000 cases per day. We're looking at trends that we're seeing in other countries. And again, we're not claiming that there's an Omicron spread, but I'm just saying that we can't rule out that possibility at this time.
Have you ever wondered how the 2022 polls will be carried out? Well, the Comelec just staged a mock elections to fine-tune the process of voting with COVID-19 still around. Greg Gregorio with the story.
Nanay Elvira was among those who arrived at Padre Zamora Elementary School in Pasay City as early as past 6 in the morning. Together with her husband Francisco, they participated in the Commission on Elections mock elections. The mock polls were done across 34 barangays nationwide.
Para humalaman natin kung ano talaga yung mangyayari.
Before entering a polling place, a voter must undergo a temperature check. If his or her temperature is beyond 37.5 degrees Celsius, he or she has to stay inside the isolation polling place or IPP. And if his or her temperature remains above normal even after 3 temperature checks, then he or she would have to vote inside this area.
Otherwise, the voter may go straight to the assistance desk to check their names, after which they can proceed to the waiting area. Then, to the actual voting area to fill up the ballot. And lastly, to the feeding area to put their ballot inside the vote counting machines. Ballots included names of Hollywood actors and actresses as well as other personalities. Mock voters at this school said they had no problem casting their votes.
Hindi naman nakakalito, ayos lang. Parang kagayon dati rin. Ang mga letra malilito. Pero kita naman namin eh.
Sandali lang po eh, wala pa siguro 5 minutes.
Comelec estimates an actual voting time of around 5 minutes and around 30 minutes for the entire process. Meanwhile, the commission reported a situation in Negros Oriental where a ballot didn't fit the VCM.
Some of the ballots seem to have expanded due to exposure to the elements. So medyo tumaba yung balota. And the solution is to trim it slightly.
The mock elections are meant to show whatever issues that may arise in the upcoming automated elections, but the Comelec vows to resolve these problems before the actual polls begin. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Comelec Commissioner Rowena Guanzon will preside over the preliminary conference on the disqualification petition filed by Akbayan Party list against Bongbong Marcos. Guanzon said the conference will be held at the Comelec Session Hall, where lawyers are expected to be in before 8:55 in the morning. The commissioner warned lawyers of the opposing parties that she has a low tolerance for incompetence, which means they have to come prepared. She also reminded the parties that the poll body has a power of contempt. In a tweet, Guanzon reminded everyone who will attend the session to be on their best behavior. Now, today marks the 125th death anniversary of our national hero, Jose Rizal, at the Bagong Bayan. President Duterte is scheduled to lead commemoration ceremonies over at the Rizal Park in Manila this morning. This year's Rizal Day commemoration has the theme, Para sa Agham, Katotohanan at Buhay. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're watching the game on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Limitless App Masters show their mastery of the 3-on-3 format as they emerge as the grand champions of the maiden tournament. Here's the report.
Top-ranked teams went all out for the first ever PBA 3-on-3 Grand Finals at the Smart Araneta Coliseum yesterday. The Meralco Bolts and the TNT Tropang Giga sat atop the list with 420 total points. Next up, the Limitless App Masters took third seed as the Platinum Karaoke team came in at fourth. These teams automatically made it to the quarterfinals after the month-long preliminaries. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams battled it out for the last 4 slots in the playoffs by way of round robin. Notably, 3-on-3 games are played differently from the typical 5-on-5 basketball matches.
Yung time, masyadong maikli lang. Tapos, yung the way they play is very fast. Yun lang.
Some PBA stars even showed up to support the league in the grand finals.
I'm just a fan of 3-on-3 basketball. I played 3-on-3 in SEA Games, so I really enjoy it. I enjoy the fundamentals of it.
I mean, growing up as a kid, you played 3-on-3 at the park, the YMCA. So this just, any type of basketball is just good. So I'm here for all basketball.
The TNT Tropang Giga trumped the Terra Firma Jeep 22-14 to take home the third-place cash prize of 100,000 pesos. Sharpshooter Amon Vosotros also bagged the PBA 3-on-3 scoring plum trophy after scoring 293 points across the maiden tournament's 7 legs. Vosotros couldn't hold his emotions back as he offered the recognition and dedicated his game to his family.
Can I ask, who are you offering your game to?
First kay Lord, then second sa family ko. Sa my wife ko, thank you. Sa daughter ko, sa anak ko, sa son ko. Uno Kayla, sa wife ko, sa mama ko, sa papa ko, sa mga kapatid ko, tsaka sa buong family ko ng Vosotros. Thank you kasi grabe yung support nila sa akin.
For the grand finals, the Limitless App Masters showed everyone who's boss. They took home the 18-16 win along with the 750,000 peso cash prize.
Some play for the Lord, some play for their family, some play for the fans. And, as long as we play together and play for each other, I think that's all that matters.
The App Masters could not contain their joy as they carried their coach on their shoulders while receiving the award. The team said the energy of the crowd really pumped them up. This is the first time that fans of the 3-on-3 tournament were able to watch the games live since previous legs were restricted by COVID restrictions.
So, mas masaya kasi maglaro talaga pag may mga fans eh. So, mas feel na feel mo, then mas mataas yung energy namin. So, yung pagod medyo nababawasan kasi naririnig namin nag-cheer yung mga mahal namin sa buhay, di ba? And yun, sana magtuloy-tuloy itong 3x3 at makapanood na rin lahat ng mga fans ng PBA.
But for those who are still not able to catch the games live in the Big Dome, Commissioner Willie Marshall has some great news for you.
Magsisimula tayo itong January, madadagdagan ng mga teams, hahaba ang conference natin, at yun pa rin, 6 legs pa rin tayo, madaming teams, at marami sa suporta na hindi namin akalain na susuportahan tayo ng mga fans.
For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
And that is how today is shaping up to be. Join us later again at 9 in the morning as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.